and our blessings will multiply from that. Like even going back to Genesis when Joseph's brothers traded on him and cast him into Egypt. You know, I mean, didn't he, even though he was in prison and stuff like that, but still didn't he get his way all the way up? He was over the Pharaoh. What Pharaoh said?
Hey, he could make a king. He could make a man a king the next day.
I mean, I just be wanting to know. You know, even his brothers traded on him, and he still got blessings. He got blessed. He said.
So that's showing you right now. Hold on. Not a minute. Who traded on him?
His brothers, the 12 tribes.
Y'all are our brothers, and y'all are doing the same thing until.
Yeah, and they don't get that.
So they still getting blessed.
You don't get that. Even with Yahushua, the condemnation didn't come from the other nations.
It came from his people.
It came from his people.
So let me read this here. It says Psalms 40 and 14. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy. Let them be driven backward and put to shame.
Let them be what?
Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil.
Because see, as much as y'all talk, this camp been together for a long time, and we still here.
Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame.
Let them be what?
Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame.
But every time we look on your tree, we see leaves falling off.
That say unto me, aha, aha.
What they say unto us?
Aha, aha.
Keep going.
Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee, and let such as love thy salvation say continue, the Lord be magnified.
Read that last part again.
It say, let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee.
All those that listening to us and cutting through the wilderness and smoke and listening. Read that again.
Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad.
All you that seeking for this knowledge, just going through these scriptures, keep going.
Let such as love thy salvation say continue.
If you love your soul and you want your salvation,
the Lord be magnified.
Let the Lord be magnified.
So back to Joseph. Back to Joseph. So when Joseph was interpreting them dreams,
right.
What he said,
he would let the Lord be magnified.
Oh, okay.
He told Pharaoh that they ain't come from him. They came from the Lord.
These scriptures, they ain't coming from us. They come from the Most High.
They've been here from the beginning. They were written for our learning. Keep going. Matter of fact, the Luke 23 and 37.
This Luke 23 and 37.
Yeah,
and saying, if thou be the king of the Jews, say,
if you be what?
The king of the Jews, say it thyself.
Just say it yourself. If you the king, say it yourself. Keep going.
And a superscripture.
A superscription. So now something was written over his head. Keep going.
Also was written over him in letters of Greek.
It was written in Greek.
And Latin.
And Latin.
And Hebrew.
And Hebrew. So everybody that walked by, they didn't have to ask what the hell that is. Ain't nobody came out into Jerusalem was strange and looked. Hey, what's that over there? They ain't had to ask, did they?
This is the king of the Jews.
This is the king of the Jews. John 19 and 19.
St. John 19.
So we're going to find out who wrote this. And we're going to find out what he said about it. And give me Numbers 22 and 35. Keep going.
St. John 19 and 19.
And
Pilate wrote a title.
Pilate.
And Pilate wrote a title.
So Pilate wrote this. Pilate the one wrote this. Keep going.
Wrote a title and put it on the cross.
He put it on the cross. Keep going.
And the writing was Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews.
Yahushua of Nazareth, King of the Jews. Keep going.
This title then read many of the Jews.
So now, when the other Jews came out and seen it, what they do? What these ignorant fools do? Keep going.
This title read many of the Jews, for the place where Yahushua was crucified was near to the city. And it was written in Hebrew and Greek and Latin. Then said the chief priests of the Jews to Pilate.
So the chief priest went to Pilate, and that's what they say.
Hold on for a second. See, I just want to make one note. When we were looking at this here, when you said, and it was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. I just want our people to understand. Just like when they said Bible about the King James. You got to understand when you're trying to figure out the mind of the Lord. See, the Lord, you can't figure out his mind and try to get your mind with his at.
Hey man, that's
So
what
my thing is, understand the Lord then knew where his people was going to end up at in slavery and in servitude. So he understood these were the languages that his people were going to be speaking. And which were just like the King James. He knew we was going to be ended up in America as slaves from the prophecies in the Deuteronomy.
Man, you know what? Not even to cut you off, but is to hear them say that he wrote the Bible.
Right.
If I take Jay-Z lyrics and I move to China and I translate his lyrics and I go rapping in Chinese, did I write them lyrics?
No.
Keep going, my brother.
Yeah,
I'm
just
sorry.
say that they're just in the language just so the people be able to understand.
And
okay.
Why is it that every language take you right back to Hebrew, Latin, and Greek, even if we do speak in English?
Right, it don't take you back to almost the original language
right.
that was at the beginning.
Exactly.
Which is gonna line up like the what? Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. Which came first?
And everybody knew, not just the Israelites. Everybody knew the King of the Jews. That's why it was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Latin.
Okay. Yeah, John. Yeah.
Back in John 19 and 21, then said the chief priest of the Jews to Pilate, "Write not the King of the Jews."
Man, why you wrote that? Why you wrote that? Keep going.
But that he said, "I am King of."
So Herod said, they say, Herod, you supposed to be the King of the Jews, just like they told Caesar.
Now hold on, why don't them Ahia lovers jump on that right there?
Oh man.
Why don't they say Ahia? Why didn't they say he said Ahia was the king of the Jews? They skipped over that. They forgot to throw that in there.
Verse 22.
You know what I'm saying? I am lovers.
Yeah.
Verse 22. Pilate answered.
So Pilate, when they asked him, Pilate sit back, and this is what Pilate had to say. Keep going.
What I have written.
What, hey man, what I wrote, I can't change it, and we gonna understand why he can't change it. Read Numbers 22.
This Numbers 22 and 35.
This is Balaam. This is just somebody else that did something out of his control that he had no control over.
And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam.
Who said to Balaam?
The angel of the Lord.
Keep going.
Go with the man, but only with the word that I speak. I shall speak unto thee.
So he can only be able to say whatever that angel put in his mouth to say. Keep going.
That thou shalt speak. So Balaam went into the princes of Balak.
Jump to verse 38. No.
And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo.
So all this time Balaam done tried to curse him. Every time he tried to curse him, a blessing come out of his mouth. So dude like, man, what could you doing, man? And this is what Balaam told him.
Lo, I am come unto thee.
I came to you to do it. Keep going.
Have I now any power at all to say anything?
You think I got the power to control the words that coming out my mouth? Keep going.
The word that Yahweh put it in my mouth.
Then who put it in his Who put it in his mind?
The Most High.
It's not what he thought, because he was thinking of saying some other shit. But what came out his mouth was that. Keep going.
And Balaam went into Balak, and they came into Kajar. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and said to Balaam.
So, man, that's enough on that. But that just let you know that's what Pilate was telling them. All right, man, I just wrote what came on, and he wrote it, and I can't change it. 1 Kings 9 and 14. And at that time, them Jews had power, them priests had power. And if they was begging Pilate to change that, and he told them that he couldn't, they had to. You couldn't go change a gravestone.
I think it was on a piece of wood or something.
I mean, I'm just saying, you could just
flip it over.
You could just burn it. Oh, I knocked it down. Damn, we got to do another one.
So just another precept right here, just throw in there, saying that a man has no power over what he wants to do. Everybody's instructed according to the will of the Lord. Whatever the Lord has you ordained to.